Hey guys, Outdoor Prepper, welcome back to the channel. It's a really nice day outside. This generator's got about 8 hours on it. Let's go ahead and turn it off because I want to do an oil change. I was just having it run a little bit to get the oil warmed up and circulated, so that way it flows nicely when we drain it out. Now Harbor Freight on this generator did something great that they finally corrected because the 5000 was a disaster to do an oil change. They've got an oil drain tube that should just be able to fold right out. You loosen the end, the oil drains right out. Fold it back up, and then you fill this with oil. Now I haven't done an oil change on this yet, like I said, because it's brand new, but I've got 8 hours of runtime, so I want to do the oil change now. I'm going to do it again at about 25 hours, again at 50 hours, and then I'm going to do it every 50 to 100 hours thereafter. Harbor Freight says to break this engine in for the first 30 hours, then do the oil change. I don't want to wait that long. These small engines tend to have some shavings in them from manufacturing, maybe other sand from a casting. I don't really know. I don't want to take any chances. Oil is cheap. This takes just over a quart of oil, so really inexpensive. An oil change is going to cost me about $5. Only tools we're going to need, or that we should need, I got a pair of gloves right here, just to protect my hands from getting a mess. I got a paper towel roll. I've got an old windshield washer fluid bottle that I'm going to try to put the oil into. And I've got a quart of oil. We're going to take a little bit more than a quart, so I've got another one in the garage. But let's pull the camera in. I'm going to turn this generator around. I'm going to show you how to change the oil, and hopefully we're going to do this together in like less than 10 minutes. Okay, so I've just basically repositioned the camera to the side of the generator where the pull start is, and we have a tiny little door here that comes off with two screws or two kind of knobs that just make a half turn, and then we're going to pull the bottom piece off. So I'm just putting a pair of gloves on right now, and I know that this has a little over a quart of oil, so I'm just trying to determine what type of container I'm going to use to capture the oil. And as I showed in my initial video, the unboxing of this generator, and I will link to that, this is a really, really solid piece of sound deadening foam, and that really helps to keep this generator very quiet during operation. Now, you can't see it on the camera. I'm going to lower the camera in a minute, but the oil fill is right in here with an orange plug or an orange oil cap. And right here, I'm just going to kind of dislodge this. This is the tube to change the oil. And look how easy this is. This should be able to just drain right into a container. I should be able to get all the oil out really quick, really easily. Then put the cap back on, tuck it back up here, and fill it with oil. Now, inevitably, I always make somewhat of a mess, so I've got a little piece of cardboard. Hopefully this should be all that I need for any residual oil that might be dripping off of here. Now, I just have to figure out what I'm going to do in terms of the container. You could try to stick this hose in the container. I think what I'm going to do, and what's probably going to be most useful for you guys, is I'm just going to take a knife. I'm going to kind of cut this container and make like a little bowl almost that the oil can just flow right into, and then I'll dump this to get it recycled. So let me just go get a scissor and cut this, and we'll come back in 1 second. Okay, so if we're looking at the windshield washer fluid bottle, I just cut it right in half. We've got a nice little container now where we can have that oil flow right into, and then I can recycle that. This should be more than enough to hold a quart and a little bit more of oil. Small engines like this don't have oil filters, so it's really important that you change the oil often. It's 100% going to preserve the life of the machine, and it's just super inexpensive to do. Now, I've never used one of these hoses before, but I'm pretty sure you probably just unscrew the end here, and that's probably it. Oh, look at that. Now I'm just going to take the oil fill cap off to kind of let some air flow in here and help it to drain. There we go. All right, so it's actually draining pretty slowly. I thought it would have drained a lot faster. So let's just let this drain for a bit, and we'll come right back. Okay, so it's just draining nice and slow. I put a little piece of paper towel in there just because I had a smidge of oil drip from the fill cap. I am on a slight angle to try to help the oil drain out. And I'm just going to continue to hold it here and let it drain. If anything, I probably could have cut the windshield washer fluid bottle a little bit lower, but it's doing fine. We'll come right back as soon as it's empty. Okay, it pretty much looks like it's empty. I'm only getting like a little drop here or there. What I'm going to do off camera, I'm just going to dump this oil into another container so I can recycle it, and then I'm going to just push the hose all the way down to try to make sure we got nothing left. Let me just pull the camera in a little bit close so we can take a look at the oil. and it's obviously pretty dark, and we've got 8 hours of runtime, but I really don't see very much metal in here. It's got a slight maybe sheen to it, maybe a little metallic sheen, but it does not look bad at all. I've actually seen much worse on my other generators, so I'm pretty pleased with the break-in here so far. But like I said, this is 8 hours runtime. I'm going to do another oil change when I get to 20 hours or 25 hours. I'm going to do another one at 50, and then every 50 to 100 hours thereafter. So let me do this. I'm going to dump this, make sure we're totally drained, and then we'll come right back. We'll put it all back together, and we'll add some oil. Okay, so I dumped all of that oil into a larger container, and actually when I got into the sunlight, I was able to see there was a little more metal than I thought in the shade here. But again, that's normal. That's to be expected, because you have to realize when these engines are made, there's always some little metal shavings, from the manufacturing process, and it's like that really on any small engine, regardless of brand, model, device, whatever it is. If it's a small engine, it's going to have some slight shavings. So I'm really trying to get every last drop out, and I think we're totally done here. So just going to get a piece of paper towel, move that out of the way, because I really do like to have everything nice and clean. Just going to kind of clean the oil off of this drain hose here. And I like this cap. It's actually not a full turn. It's like just a quarter turn, and it pops right off. So that's great. And it does not gush out. It actually comes out really slow, which is annoying because you have to wait. But it's actually better because you don't have any mess. Like I said, I was on a little bit of an angle here because I've got the generator positioned on a slant on my driveway to try to get all the oil out, and so I did spill just a little bit from the fill cap while trying to get this totally emptied. So right now, what I'm doing here is I'm just doing a little cleanup, and then I'm going to adjust the camera so we can see the fill process. But look, as you can see, there's no excuse to not do routine maintenance on this generator. This oil change took longer because I'm filming it, but this is a 5-minute oil change. Take the side panel off, pop the cap, drain it into a container, put the cap back on, tuck the oil hose back in, fill it back up, you're done. That is literally how easy it is. Now there's another piece of maintenance advice that you should do here, and that pertains to the air filter. And I'm not going to do this on camera because the air filter is brand new and I did check it already. But when you have an air filter, you should take it, put it in a Ziploc bag, put a tiny, like tablespoon or a teaspoon even, probably a teaspoon amount of oil, and just kind of work it around the filter, because you want the filter to have like a light oil sheen on it. That way when the generator's operating in like a dusty environment, or there's just, dust in the air, that dust will stick to the oil on the filter and it will not get into the engine and score the cylinder. Just a thing to be aware of. Check that filter every once in a while. Add like a little tablespoon or teaspoon of oil, in the Ziploc bag. Just work it around, take the filter out of the bag, pop it back in the generator. All right, I'm going to turn this generator around now, so that way the fill is not on the incline like this. I want it, incline the other way so I don't spill anything. Okay, so I'm bringing the camera in real low. I'm trying not to let it fall into this mess of oil on this piece of cardboard. Remove that. All right, hopefully you can see this. It may not be the clearest, but if we're looking at the bottom here, this is the oil drain tube. I've tucked it in. It's got a little holder up here. Now, one thing I don't like is you can see this cable with the wire loom around it. It's literally right next to the oil fill, which is right here where my finger is, where I'm pointing. So it's pretty likely that you're going to spill a drop of oil onto that cable when you're filling this, which I don't really like. I think Harbor Freight could have done a slightly better job routing that cable. And it's also almost impossible to see the oil fill unless you actually get on the ground. Now, I have a camera here, so I'm kind of looking through the screen of the camera, but really, really difficult to see. It's not hard, but if Harbor Freight had the cover, the whole cover removed, or maybe another 2 or 3 inches, it would have been a lot easier to see. So let me do this. Let's get the camera back on the tripod. And Outdoor Prepper took a lot of flack on the original unboxing where I filled this with oil, because I kind of jumped around with quarts and milliliters and everybody had a meltdown. So I'm going to post the exact amount of oil in the description, but again, it takes 1 full quart, and the reason why I used milliliters, if you're looking at the side of the bottle, it's in milliliters on the side, or it's in ounces. So, you know, for me, it was easier to just say about 50 milliliters, but everybody had a meltdown with that. So I'm going to post the correct amount in the description. In fact, maybe I'll just throw it up on the screen right here as we're talking. That way it's super clear. So I only have a quart with me right now. I've actually run out of oil because I have so many generators and outdoor power equipment that I maintain here for myself. So let's just get the quart in here, and then I will top it off a little bit later off camera when I go out and pick up another quart of oil. But yeah, I use 10W30. You can use whatever oil you prefer. I'm not going to get into the oil debate here. A lot of folks like to use synthetic. There's nothing wrong with that. I just kind of stick with conventional motor oil for small engines because I change the oil so often, and I know you can turn this quart bottle around, have it pour a lot faster, but I'm using a really small funnel, and you know, the oil's kind of taking its time to go down, so I'm just trying to pour this in a very controlled way so I don't spill anything. So let me continue to do this, and then we're going to wrap this up as soon as I get all the oil put in the generator. Okay, so I filled it all up to the required amount of oil. Again, I'm posting it on the screen. That way you guys can see. Just doing a little cleanup because I like to keep the generator nice and clean. And that's really it. That is how quick the oil changes. I just wanted to point it out with the cap back on so you can see it. It's this orange cap right here. This wire loom is completely in the way. I mean, it's literally touching the fill cap, which, again, I think Harbor Freight could have done a slightly better job there and just kind of tucked it out of the way a little bit more or gone above. I don't know, but it is what it is. So guys, I hope this video was helpful. Let's just go over how to put the access panel cover back on. Really easy. Slides into those 2 tabs up top, and you got to give it a good solid click on both sides. And then as you can see kind of from the camera, at least you can see one of them, there's these little thumb screws. You just turn it up to tighten it. There's another one on the other side right there, and that is it. That is literally how easy an oil change is, and there's no reason not to do this often. Super easy thing to do. It really will absolutely extend the life of the engine. Like I said, I found some metal shavings in it. That is to be expected. I do not expect to see future metal shavings as I do more and more oil changes. And I'm going to post the link to the unboxing in the overview, and I'm going to post another link to the transfer switch, how I hooked it up to my house. Hope you guys find it helpful. Like and subscribe. Leave some comments, and I'll see you on the next one.